just shocked, but not shocked, disappointed, upset. He's he's my favourite player. When he joined, I loved him. When he left, I was devastated. I think loads of fans was happy when he came back, and now he's talking about disrespect. He's disrespecting the fans by saying what he's saying. It's not good enough. Ten Hag has treated him well, to be honest. He walked off the pitch and he came back and he was the captain. You can't talk about disrespect, and I just think he's realised he's not good enough now. He can't get in this team. We're winning without him. We don't need him. And he wants to do something to rock the boat, to put himself out there, to get a new club. And, I just thought with everything, his history with Man United, he wouldn't do it like this here. But he's shown it at other clubs, he's shown it before here. And it's enough is enough. Time to go, time to leave. I think what he said about the Glazers, that is spot on. I think now people can really see why we protest, why we're out here every game shouting for them to leave. Inside the stadium, it's not good enough that Man United stadium is the same as it was back in 2013. It's not good enough the training grounds. There's teams like Leicester, Brighton, they're surpassing us in that respect. So I'm happy he's come out and said that bit in terms of the Glazers, but everything else, he just no respect, for the fans, no respect for the club. It's time to go.
Is this the end for Ronaldo at United?
Yeah, I don't think anyone ever wants to see him in the United shirt again. I think even if he did come back and they gave him that chance, I just think he'd get dogs abuse from the fans. He'd get the boos. He's hurt us, and he'd get that hurt back. And it's just I can't see him ever again, and I can't see Ten Hag, a manager like Ten Hag. He's welcomed him back once. He stormed out, he didn't turn up, these kind of things, and they've still worked for it. They gave him the captain's armband. How can you talk about disrespect when we made you the captain? Yeah, it might not have been big Premier League game and this and that, but we made you the captain. You captains of this club don't behave like that. Look at him up there, he don't behave like that, the way that he's idolised here, and it's over, he's ruining it all.
I was shocked, to be honest. I was shocked. I read a bit about it and saw Piers interviewing him, and it surprised me. The fact that he made that interview, and came out so strongly against the club. Personally, I sort of understand him a bit. I felt quite sorry for him when he left the pitch, that time, because he is a superstar. He's never probably been in this situation where he's been substituted. But on the other hand, I think the present manager, has come up with a job to do, and I don't think he would have benefited from having Ronaldo. He wouldn't have chosen him. Let's say that people like Cristiano and some of the other guys he's brought in are more suited to his style. So yeah, I'm sorry for the guy, but I've got very strong warmth for him. He's been fantastic to watch when he was playing with Fergie, and that he came back again, and he did a great job last year. But I think he might be happier elsewhere, to be honest, and I think the club would be as well, or certainly make life a bit easier here.
Do you think his days are done then? His time
I
is done?
don't think he can play again. When you say those sort of things, it's difficult for the manager. The dressing room will have. What are they talking about now? We're looking forward to the World Cup, and we're talking about Ronaldo again. So I can't see him playing again.
Does this tarnish how United fans, how you think of Ronaldo as well?
Well, personally, it doesn't make a lot of difference, because we're all flawed. I've never been in a situation where I've been a superstar, for 20 years, the most fantastic goal-scoring machine in football, and then to be in the bench and being substituted by players who are just coming up. It must be a bit difficult. So I understand that, but I regret the fact that he gave the interview, and I think he could have gone away with more cheers that he's probably likely to get.
I think his timing, if nothing else, because the World Cup's there, so he knows he doesn't have to go back into the club and explain himself. I think he's just an angry man. I think that anger's been sat there for some time now. They've obviously never patched it up after the last fallout, and he's bided his time. He's obviously waited for this, and I don't think we'll see him in a United shirt again.
You think that's it now?
I think that's it now. I think he'll play in the World Cup, and then the January window will be when he'll be gone. It'll be his last move, end of his career. He's been a brilliant player and a legend at the club, and always will be, but it's sad that it's ended the way it has.
Like I said before, I think what he's doing is only sort of compromising it for himself. Like, he's a man of many talents, but what he's saying isn't really flying very well, and the coach can see that as well, which is a big thing.
Is this the end for him at Old Trafford now?
It doesn't have to be, but I think that's really up to him. At the end of the day, I'd like to see him carry on, because I'm a big fan. He's the reason I actually fell in love with the club many years ago, but no, I don't think it has to be the end for him. I really don't.
Do you feel disappointed by his comments, or upset, or are you like, no, he's valid, these are his thoughts?
A little bit, yeah, and at the same time, it's a bit of both, like, because I'm a big fan of him personally. It's not really the best to see him kind of coming across with, you know, comments like that, but if it's how he's feeling personally and he feels a bit let down and pushed aside, then who's to blame him for feeling the way he feels?
So would you welcome him back if he was to come back?
I'd say so, yeah. It's just nice to see him play with passion and that determination he had when he was originally at the club, to come back with it again, you know, with a menace, it'd be.
Do you think he could do, though, after these comments? Do you think there is any way back?
There's always chance for a comeback, yeah. I think if we held what people say against each other, like in society in a general, like, you won't get anywhere, would you? So just take what he said, get through it, give him a sign to carry on, and then I'm sure.
Yeah, a little bit kind of expected, I suppose. You knew he was going to come at some point. Obviously, he's done wonders for the club. He's come back, made all the fans happy, but it hasn't quite worked out as expected. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see now what happens in January. Yeah, he's obviously one of the best there's ever been, so he wants to be playing, he wants to have that impact, I suppose, in the team. But, yeah, I think it may be time for ventures new, I suppose you could call it.
Is this the end for Ronaldo at United?
I don't like to say it, but yeah, probably. I'd probably say January he'll be pushing for a move. His comments about Ten Hag as well probably haven't gone down too well. So Ten Hag's probably going to be looking, if anyone wants to take him off his hands, I suppose, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's
a little bit of a shock, regardless of if you have those feelings. It's more about the bigger picture and the wider team. And I think maybe biting your tongue and speaking about this once you've left may be better, rather than saying it in the squad. Again, there's a big break now with the World Cup, so that's just going to sit there and kind of nurture, which I don't think is going to be a good thing for the team morale, for those players that aren't going to the World Cup. Say Ronaldo's gone away now, are they going to be talking behind his back and creating that kind of negative culture there? So, yeah, interesting times, you could say.